I found a love for me. Well, darling, just dive right in, follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. Just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it, darling. You look perfect tonight. I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. Kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes, baby. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight. No, baby,
my privilege and honor to welcome all of you this beautiful evening in this beautiful space to witness the marriage of Natalie and Zach. For those of you who do not know me, I am Brian Justice, and if everything goes as planned, I'll be Zach's brother-in-law here shortly. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome all the members of Natalie and Zach's families who have traveled near and far for this special day, and call out a special welcome to Natalie's 93 years young great-grandmother, Rosemary, who traveled all the way from Ohio. On this day of celebration, our thoughts are also with loved ones who are no longer with us, but here in spirit. I'm honored and humbled that Natalie and Zach asked me to preside over this ceremony today, as they become husband and wife. If that's not enough pressure, I also have my beautiful wife up here, who I answer to when I get home. For those of you who have not been to a Jewish wedding, I'd like to share my favorite interpretations of the traditions that Natalie and Zach have incorporated into this special occasion today. As with all traditions in religion, there are a multitude of interpretations around the symbolism incorporated into today's ceremony. We We may never be able to pinpoint an exact explanation for many of the things us Jews do during weddings. However, since there are so many interpretations, I get to pick my favorites for Natalie and Zach. And the good news is that later at the reception, no one will be able to tell me that I'm wrong. Prior to Nat and Zach joining me under what might look like a big white sheet, they performed a tradition of circling each other, the gesture. The gesture is the official beginning of our ceremony today. Natalie circled Zach 3 times, Zach then circled her 3 times, and then they walked into a circle as a unit. In traditional terms, circling is a way for the bride to create an invisible wall around the groom and protect him from evil spirits, from the glances of other women, and from the temptations of the world. However, I prefer one of the modern interpretations of the circling ritual, which explains the act symbolizes the creation of a new and protected home and the intertwining of their lives together moving forward. Traditionally, the bride had been the one to circle the groom in Jewish weddings. While preparing for this ceremony today, I stumbled upon a question that hinted this act was an indication of a husband's power over his wife. It was interesting because a rabbi quickly responded to that inference, and I share with you very specifically how he answered it. And his response was all too relatable to my wife, married to a Cooper girl as well. And given all their similarities, I have a strong suspicion this will apply to Zach's life also. The rabbi went on to explain that the woman circling the husband had nothing to do with power over her. It was, in fact, the opposite. The bride circling the groom expresses her awesome power over him. See where I'm going here? He shared his perspective that men build walls around their hearts and are inclined to hide their feelings in order to create an impression of impenetrability. Men create elaborate defenses to hide any sign of vulnerability and fiercely guard against their deepest secret, which is they are truly sensitive and soft at the heart. But a wise woman can pierce the defensive wall. If she surrounds her husband with a protective aura of her love, if she envelops him with her affection, and makes him feel that their partnership is at the center of their life, then he can feel safe and comfortable. When that happens, the walls protecting his heart come tumbling down, and she has truly conquered him. All of him. The chuppah we stand in front of today is purposely simple, with the exception of one special addition over their head, which is Zach's talit, which he wore at his bar mitzvah, the celebration of his official launch into manhood, although he may or may have not had that beard since he was 10 years old. As you can see, the chuppah is open on all 4 sides. As always, there are many interpretations as to why. However, my favorite is that it's open in order to invite guests in. Just as Natalie and Zach would invite you into their physical home, the same applies as they have invited all of you into the symbolic home they are creating today. Additionally, the chuppah is symbolic, empty inside, except for the 2 of them. This home they stand in before all of you is bare in order to remind them that the basic of a Jewish home is the people within it, not the possessions they will undoubtedly collect. Before we move on to the main event, I want to touch briefly upon the ketubah. Earlier this evening, Natalie and Zach each signed a marriage contract, which we call the ketubah in the Jewish religion. It was signed by their parents as witnesses and would be hung in a prominent place in their home as a continual reminder of their commitment to one another. I now share with you the beautiful words on this marriage contract. We witness on the 18th day of the month of November in the year 2017 here in Chicago, Illinois, Natalie, daughter of Nancy and John Cooper, and Zachary, son of Susan and Mark Cohen, enter into this covenant of marriage as equal partners and loving companions. With open hearts, we affirm our commitment to each other, and our lives shall forever be intertwined. May we listen compassionately, trust completely, and love one another deeply. Each day we will strive to strengthen our relationship, be slow to anger, and quick to forgive. We unite our shared values, for they will strengthen us. We will honor our differences, for they will enrich us. In times of happiness, we will cherish each other. Through life's storms, we will shelter each other. We will build a home together and fill it with laughter, empathy, trust, friendship, and most of all, love. May we live each day as the last, or the first, the last, and the only day we will have with each other. Surrounded by family and friends, we joyfully enter into this covenant of companionship and love. From this day forward, we are as one. Nat and Zach, it's been my honor to watch your relationship grow from the spark at an infamous Irish pub in Chicago to span across continents to this day as we stand here together and witness your vows for one another. Ahead of this big day, I asked both of you to share some special qualities that you each appreciated about each other. And I'll start with Zach's. Zach shared his love for Natalie's passion and willing to go the extra mile for the people in her life. How she challenges him to be a better person every day. He told me how in awe he is of her strength and fortitude to ensure a successful future for their family, and how her compassion and thoughtfulness towards others has opened his eyes to treating and respecting people in a better way. Natalie on Zach. From the moment I met Zach, or more specifically the first drink I poured him, I instantly knew he was someone special. Zach is her best friend, confidant, her advocate, and is her biggest cheerleader, always celebrating her successes and there to lift her up in times of defeat. He is caring and compassionate, always encouraging and accepting. He exudes warmth from the moment you meet him. She closed with, after hundreds of hours Skyping, thousands of gigs of data, and a handful of flights and a couple tough moves, I feel privileged to stand here before him today and commit to growing, learning, and loving each other from this day to our last. It's beautiful words from both of them. And now the challenge that I'll pose to you both today is to just remember this and why you're standing here today with each other. Whether it be hockey gear, sticking it up on the balcony, or when Zach is left to decompose in a chair at Nordstrom's for 15 hours during a shopping outing. Remember why you both were here today at this moment. Following the vows and the pronouncement of marriage, Zach will complete one last and final tradition, which is the breaking of the glass. Modern day interpretations actually explain that this is the last time that he'll ever be able to put his foot down. However, I like the symbolism that a marriage is fragile and should never be broken. By breaking the glass into millions of tiny pieces, it makes it impossible to ever put this back together. Natalie, first, please don't text me. Repeat after me. I, Natalie, take you, Zach, as my husband. With your faults and your strengths. I offer myself to you with my faults and my strengths. I will help you when you need help. And turn to you when I need help. I will respect your integrity. And have faith in your abiding love for me. Through all our years. And in all that life may bring us. I choose you as the person with whom I will spend my life. Zach, take this ring, put it on Natalie's finger. I, Zach, take you, Natalie, as my wife. With your faults and your strengths. I offer myself to you with my faults and my strengths. I will help you when you need help. And turn to you when I need help. I will respect your integrity. And have faith in your abiding love for me. Through all our years. And in all that life may bring us. I choose you as the person with whom I will spend my life. With whom I will spend my life. Okay. All right, I'm going to place this here. Just wait one moment. All right, you sure you're ready? Now, the power is invested in me by www.themonastery.org and the state of Illinois. I think I speak for everyone and wish you all the health and happiness and love in the world. You may now break the glass and kiss your bride.